What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliet Lex. Season 2 of Stranger Things is here, and I, like the dedicated fan that I am, I stayed up Friday night till midnight for the premiere just to be transported back to the 80s inside the town of Hawkins, Indiana. And let me tell you guys, it was awesome, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was just a tiny bit skeptical at first because I am such a huge fan of Season 1 that I wanted Season 2 to be this big, epic thing. And I think they nailed it. They totally delivered. Of course, Season 1 left us with many unanswered questions. And if you haven't watched my Season 1 review, go ahead and watch that. Then come back to this. Without further ado, this is your spoiler warning. There will be spoilers sprinkled throughout this video. Nothing major, of course, because I want you to go out and watch it. And yeah, let's get this shit started. Here we go. I like this season. I like where they are in the start. It takes place a year after the events of Season 1, and this entire season is them trying to pick up the pieces after Season 1 and just trying to rebuild their lives. I like that this season gave us different pairings, and they don't seem so out of left field for these characters to have these separate relationships. They actually work. So Will is back this season. As we saw from Season 1's ending, he's having some weird, strange side effects from being inside the Upside Down for so long. He's having these episodes, or as the doctor calls it, PTSD. He keeps seeing this large shadow monster that we later call the Mind Flayer. This season pairs Will with Mike together, and it was so cool to see their friendship because we don't really get to see that in Season 1. And it was just so awesome to see them together. This season, they're both a little broken and they help each other out, which is just so awesome to see. You know, Mike is helping Will out throughout this whole Mind Flayer PTSD thing he's going through, while Mike is going through this weird thing with not having 11 there, and Will gives him someone to take care of, just like he did with 11. This is really cool because it helps us get to know Will a little bit more, and this season Mike kind of takes a backseat to that. Speaking of 11, she's back this season and she's stronger than she was in the first. They did such a good job showing us what she's been up to and where she's been since we last saw her. And of course, they pair her up with Hopper. In Season 1, we learned that Hopper had a daughter who died from cancer. And so I think pairing both of them together works very, very well. And it's just so awesome to see. Of course, you know, they help each other out. She fills up this emptiness that he carries, and he teaches her a lot of things, and Morse code is one of them. Of course, it's not all dandy with both of them. It's a constant struggle. Hopper doesn't know how to take care of a telekinetic teenager, and well, 11 doesn't know how to express herself either. She just wants to be normal, do normal kid stuff, go trick-or-treating, see her boyfriend, but she doesn't understand that Hopper wants to protect her, and well, his overprotective dad ways, you know, they don't really work with 11 because, you know, she can do whatever she wants because she's super freaking powerful. Speaking of daddies, this season pairs Steve Harrington and Dustin, as well as Steve with the kids, which I am so freaking happy with. Whoever's idea that was, kudos to you. That was awesome. It's freaking gold. Dustin finds this pet lizard from the Upside Down, which just so happens to be a baby Demogorgon that eats his pet cat Muse, and after lying to his friends about the whereabouts of the lizard, he seeks help from Steve. And let me tell you guys, it's amazing. My favorite scene in the entire season is Steve and Dustin walking on the train tracks and Steve giving Dustin advice on how to get girls. It was so freaking funny, and when he tells him the secret to his perfect hair, I was just laughing hysterically. It is so funny. All I want now is some more Daddy Steve babysitting the kids because that is gold. So many funny scenes from these two, and just him in general taking care of the kids. Such a fun time. With new seasons comes new characters. This season we have Billy and his sister Max, as well as Collie and her gang, and of course Bob. These characters' entire purpose is to help other characters develop. You have Billy, who's your standard jock, bully, just a dude who takes things way too far. He's an awful douchebag, and who takes off his anger on his little sister. He's just awful, and of course he picks on Steve because he wants to be the big man on campus, and of course we know that Steve is the king of the school, so Billy doesn't like that. Billy wants to be the man. And of course there's Max, who finds friends in Lucas and Dustin, and you know, the both boys have a crush on her, and they are trying to figure out why she has such a high score on Dig Dug. When Billy finds out that she's spending a little too much time with Lucas, he hates that, and here comes Daddy Steve to the rescue, and they both have this altercation where, you know, punches are thrown and faces are smashed. And then on the other hand, you have Kali, who's kind of a side character, and there's this entire episode based on her and her gang and Eleven's backstory. And Kali's entire purpose in that episode is to help Eleven harness her power and focus her anger, and really helps her control her powers. She has powers as well. They're not the same as Eleven's though. She can make people see things that are not there, which I think is pretty badass. She of course is number 8, and that entire episode, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad episode. I think it's placed in the wrong place. So you're watching this entire season. It's about to get to the good part. We're about to finish. You just got 2 more episodes, and then this entire episode comes in that's totally not Stranger Things. Like, it's a different tone. Different people are involved in it. People that you haven't spent any time with. And it just kind of comes off a little awkward and out of left field for the series, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad. Like, I would watch a season with these people. Maybe not, you know, it might not go to season 2's, but I would watch something with these people. I just feel like it wasn't Stranger Things. Maybe we might see more out of these guys in season 3, and maybe they'll go to Hawkins and find 11. Who knows? But I wouldn't necessarily say it was a bad episode. And of course we have Bob, who is awesome, and he deserves his own freaking section because it's Sean Astin and he's a national treasure, and how could you not love this man? And he's just awesome. I am such a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, so I was just, yes, give me Samwise. I love it. How could you not love and protect this man? He's perfect. His character did not disappoint. He is Joyce's new boyfriend in this season, and he's this dorky, nerdy, super nice, totally cuddly dude who really cares about Joyce and her family, and it's such a treat to see him on screen. Hashtag Justice for Bob. Spoilers. I was just so happy to see him on screen, and then incredibly angry and heartbroken about his death. And at first I was a little skeptical because I was like, okay, this guy is way too nice. What is going on? But then a big part of me, and this has to do with being Sean Astin, I was just so happy to see him on screen. I totally ignored all those thoughts, and I'm glad I did because he's such a cool character, and I may be biased because, like I said, he's freaking Sean Astin and I love him. But I liked Bob too. I thought he was great. Well, this time around we get to see a little bit more of the Upside Down, and it is a series of tunnels under Hawkins that are taken over. This thing is spreading like crazy, and it's killing the foliage, the trees, the pumpkins, all of it, and it's all controlled by the Mind Flayer, and the Mind Flayer is controlling Will. And well, as a villain, the Mind Flayer is not as menacing as a Demogorgon because we don't really see him, and he's not really as effective. But I do have to give major props to Noah Schnapp because he kills it in this role. We don't really get to see this in season 1, but he is amazing. He's such a great actor. He has amazing range. Give him an Emmy. Give him every award because he kills it. This is his season. He did such a good job. Also, new monsters, the Demidogs, which are Demogorgons, but dogs. And yeah, they look really cool. Good job to the CGI department because they kill it. They look so good. This time around, the CGI looks so nice, so crisp, so realistic, especially the scene where Bob gets killed. That's pretty fucking gnarly. So I really like that this season ended up with everything being wrapped in this nice little bow. They tied up loose ends such as the whole Barb storyline. This season gave us Nancy and Jonathan on a small little side quest in search of justice for Barb. And I really like Nancy as a character. I think she's so badass. And this season gave us more of that. And I really like how they caught the lab people on tape and they were able to expose them. I totally ship Nancy and Jonathan way more than Nancy and Steve. But the way that these two characters got together was kind of weird for me. I mean, it took some random dude to tell them truths about themselves in order for them to hook up. It was kind of strange, but I mean, it's whatever. And you know, it's not such a huge bad thing that it'll take me away from the season. I just feel like it was a little weird. And anyways, Jonathan is still this super awkward and super sweet, caring dude, so I ship it, and I'm just so glad that we got Jancy this season. And yeah, I just wish we would have gotten a little bit more of Jonathan. I was a little disappointed because this season he kind of comes off as Nancy's sidekick, which he totally should be more than that, but I mean, like I said, Jancy, so I'm not complaining. This season, like last season, was tough on Joyce, and Winona Ryder kills it yet again. You actually feel how desperate she is to save her boy and just how much she cares for them, and she's just amazing in that role. And a lot of people were saying that season 1 she came up as hella repetitive, but I didn't really think of that. I really like her season 1. I like her this season. I want her and Hopper to get together for season 3. Those are my hopes. Those are my dreams, but we'll see. So let's end this video with my overall thoughts. This season was great. I cannot wait till season 3. I hope we get a lot more of Steve and Dustin, or just Steve babysitting the kids. I also like Joyce and Hopper, and I want Jopper. I want it to be canon. The kids would be freshmen in season 3, of course. Freshmen in high school. They want to take a leap because the kids are growing up way too fast. What I didn't like about this season was that 11 doesn't spend a lot of time with the kids. She only comes out in the last episode, in the a couple of minutes with them, which is kind of weird, especially because season 1 she spends most of the time with the kids. I want Max and 11 to be friends, and I want 11 to meet Will, and I'm overall excited for season 3. I of course want a season 4 as well. And if you're wondering, this season, like the last, have great soundtrack choices, great music from The Police, of course The Clash. So yeah, totally check it out. It looks way better than the last season, and it's just overall the storytelling is amazing. Yeah guys, let me know down below if you've watched season 2 already, if you're caught up. Let me know what your favorite scene is. Till next time.